Hey everyone, it's me again talking about DADGAD tuning. I'm going to talk a little bit about how to tune the guitar from standard to DADGAD. And I'm also going to talk a little bit more about how it's used as a function, like what the tuning function really is, and why this tuning over standard according to the Irish traditional style. So, first of all, um, a regular guitar or a standard tuned guitar is tuned to E, A, D, G, B, E. So that is pretty much what a lot of North American guitars tune to. Rock artists, jazz artists, blues artists, even classical artists are all tuned to that standard tuning. Now, Irish traditional music and a lot of Scottish traditional music and other traditional musics of that area use DADGAD tuning, which is D A D G A D, which is what DADGAD is. So, how you would do it is first you would go to drop D tuning for all the guitar players who know what that is. You take your E string and you go against your D string and you adjust the tuning knob until you get that D. And then now you have your D, you have your A from standard, which stays the same, you have your D, which stays the same, you have your G, which stays the same, and then you need to get this B string to an A. So you compare it to the other A here, or even second fret on G, which is another A. And then you just got to make this high E here, like the other E string, you got to make it a D. So you compare it to, I would say, using this middle D right here. And you have DADGAD style tuning, which sounds like an open D sus chord. Um, the function of this tuning is mainly used for drones, like when you're doing chords like. Basically, the function of that is it has a lower register, much like when you hear the bagpipes that has that one low drone that just kind of rings out the entire time. That's kind of what DADGAD is used for, is to have that drone of that D string as you move chords around the neck. Another purpose of it is if you want to switch keys, you would get a capo and you would move the capo around the neck. For example, if you were to go to G, you would move the capo to 5th fret and you'd leave it here, and that would be your G key. So basically, it makes it a lot more functional in terms of droning and getting the Irish traditional sound. Now, in terms of contemporary folk artists using it of today, a lot of them had said that the reason they used it today was mostly because it allowed them to adjust keys really quickly. It allowed them to pretty much do tapping stuff really easily. Allowed them to play on harmonics really quickly. It allowed them to have this more beautiful in-key sound. Because it's pretty much tuned to one specific chord, and everything you move around is a play on the relativeness to that key or chord. And if you wanted to adjust the key, like I said earlier, you would put a capo there, and some artists would keep a capo on the 5th fret, and you would move around and you would play from there as well. So that's pretty much the function of why people choose to use it. Um, over standard is because it has a different texture quality. It has a full, rich sound. And for those who are analytical, when you hit a wrong note, it's extremely evident because it goes lush against the key. And it also allows you to transition from D major to D minor just by flattening the third when you're doing a chord. So those are pretty much the multiple reasons of why someone would choose to use this kind of style of guitar. There are a lot of folk artists that still use it, a lot of solo players that choose to use it, that I'll be showing you in my presentation in class. I'm going to keep it a surprise though. And there's a lot of even contemporary North American or British rock bands that used it for certain songs. And I'm pretty much going to keep that to myself as a secret for class as well. But it's more and more common. And I think the main purpose for that is because of the lush sound you get. The sound of being full. You don't have to just chuck like the first 3 strings of a chord like you would in standard. You could go the whole thing. And just get that full, rich texture sound. So this is pretty much the majority of my update. If you recommend anything I could change for the next update or anything that you want to hear about in the next update, just shoot me a Facebook message and let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing. The next update, I'm going to talk more about the use of harmonics and tapping techniques in modern contemporary DADGAD players, as well as a little bit about the history of where it came from. So thanks for watching, and I'll probably see you guys sometime next Sunday.